how do you handle it when an older student is crying in your presence? That's a question this teacher asked Dave WC94. He said, "This happened a while back, but was just reminded of it. I'm a male teacher, if that matters." And I think that's an important detail. After class one day, most of the students had left, but one boy, 14, I'd say, was just sitting at his desk with his head on his desk in his hands. None of the other students seemed to have noticed. He was quiet, but eventually I realized he was crying a bit. I walked over and put my hand on his shoulder and asked, "Everything okay, bud?" He said, "I'm fine. Can I just sit here a minute?" I had no class next, so I said okay. I felt a little awkward, but I just sat at my desk and gave him some space. He stayed for a few minutes and eventually left. And as he was leaving, he said, "Thanks." Again, I asked if he was okay. He said he was fine. That was it. Talked to another teacher. They said that what I did was fine. Maybe a little more careful with the touching, but otherwise fine. This particular kid is pretty quiet, reserved, great grades, never had any behavior issues, very nice, just rarely speaks. Other than that day, there's been no other concerning behavior, nothing I felt I needed to report or anything. It was a relatively minor event in the grand scheme of things, but for some reason I think about it a lot. Not sure why, honestly. I'm on the newer side of teaching. Guess I'm still learning how to handle things they don't always teach you in school. And yeah, that's join the club. Every new or newer teacher, yeah, that you're gonna have. Wow, it's the first time that happened. Moments as the year goes on. So I like mostly all of what this teacher did. Um, so when especially older kids when they're crying, you want to make sure don't make a scene. I like that he went over to the student and he was close enough to the student that he could put his hand on the shoulder. I know he got the advice, don't put the hand on the shoulder. I i i do that. I do that a lot. Just I think that's it's a nice neutral, unless I know about the history of the student or they don't like to be touched or something like that. But I feel like some kind of physical connection is what I found in my experience is that it's kind of calming just to let them know, hey, I'm there, or maybe the elbow, just let them know, hey, I'm here. Because when you pair just the light touch with, hey, everything okay? Like I see you, are you okay? And I like that he went over there, did it in a way that the other students didn't notice. So you got that. You got to be mindful of that. And then the student basically just needed the time. And I like that. And this is something that you're going to have to do as a leader. Okay, teachers are leaders, so you're going to have to think ahead. How do I problem solve this? Okay, he wants to sit here. Oh, I don't have a class next period. Boom. Yes, you can stay here. That's absolutely fine. Now, I will say, definitely I get the other teachers concerned about the uh, careful with the touching. I understand that. Yes. Now, when the student is in your class, yeah, you want to, in a way, you want to protect yourself. Maybe fire off an email, let another teacher know, let a principal or a counselor even know, hey, Johnny needs some extra time. He's going through something right now. I think he's gonna be okay. He doesn't want to speak to anybody. He just needs some time. So I'm gonna give him some time in my room. And yeah, you can also let Johnny's next teacher know as well, so that you're all covered. Everyone knows where the student is. There's no secrets here. So yeah, so just a delicate balance there, because oftentimes, especially with older students, they just the things that they go through, it can be very challenging for them to process it, and it can be very heartbreaking too, because you as a teacher, you don't have the power to fix the problems that they're dealing with. You can't force their father to come back home and be in their life, and be in the picture and have a great relationship. You can't force that to happen. That students that kid is, they just have to deal with those deal with that hurt. Um, Obviously, with the help of school resources and whatnot. But yeah, it hurts when your father doesn't want to be in the picture, doesn't want to have a relationship with you. Yeah, that hurts. And that pain, yeah, that pain probably, it's going to have an effect almost every day, almost every moment of every day. And so at the very least, what we can do is we can give them time and space to vent if they need it. In this situation, the kid just needed some time, and that's okay. What this teacher did was perfect. And so, yeah, I think most of all, what you want to do is you want to protect the student. If the student is crying, they're feeling emotional, they need some time. Try not to make a spectacle of it. Or if the student's already in front of other students, let's get that student removed from that situation so that they can deal with their emotions. As the other thing too, I love that this teacher validated that student. That said, "Oh, you okay? I notice you. I see you're having a moment. Oh, you need some time? Absolutely. I'm not sure what you're going through, but every now and then we need some time to ourselves, and there's nothing wrong with that." I love that too. That's why it does matter if a male says, "Oh, okay, absolutely nothing wrong with you crying it out. As a matter of fact, you can stay here in my room and do what you need to do. It's all good." So I love it. And just the fact that it's still on this teacher's heart days later, that lets me know that we got the right person was there at the right time for that kid. And so yeah, those are things just to keep in mind. Now, not every situation is the same, but generally speaking, those are things that you want to do. I love how this newer teacher handled it. So that's awesome, and hopefully that student is feeling better. So keep that in mind. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.